At the Vancouver HIV Clinic, we are thrilled to welcome students onto our diverse, interdisciplinary team. Together, we can provide comprehensive, flexible HIV testing, prevention, education, care, treatment, and community support. We offer free HIV testing to anyone who wants to be tested. It is important that the HIV clinic create a welcoming, inclusive environment for all of its clients. When a client enters our clinic, they are met with posters in waiting areas informing them that they have entered a non-discriminatory, safe zone and that all individuals are welcome to receive care in our facility. This is to help the clients relax and to relieve their fears about a negative reception. It is essential that our team's attitude and the language we use also reflect the message the posters communicate. Knowing a client's sexual orientation and gender identity enables a better understanding of the unique life perspectives and daily challenges that may contribute to their health. Our clientele includes individuals who may identify themselves as lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, queers or question, and two-spirited. It is important to not assume you know a client's gender identity or sexual orientation. As a member of our team, you have a commitment to use language that is universally appropriate and gender neutral. How a question or statement is phrased conveys to a client how accepting you are of them, which greatly impacts their comfort and satisfaction with care. Being supportive of a client's sexual orientation and gender identity will enhance the client-provider interaction and facilitate regular use of care. The following scenario portrays an interaction between a healthcare provider and a member of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community that is discriminatory. Notice the gender assumptions made, the restrictive language used, and the inappropriate reactions and attitudes demonstrated by the provider.
Hi Jake, my name is Nurse Yana. Welcome to our clinic. Since it's your first visit here, we're going to have to do a health assessment with you.
Hi Yana, I'd actually prefer to be called Jackie.
Oh, well, it may be okay in your personal life, but we're going to go down by what it legally says, and that's Jake.
But that's not who I am. I've been Jackie for years now.
Oh, well that must be nice. So I saw you come in with your brother today. It must be very nice to have that support here for you.
No, that's my partner Dave. We've been together for about 6 years now since my transition.
Oh, interesting. Well, since you're a gay man, we need to discuss the amount of sexual partners you've had over the last year or so. So if we were to quantify that, how many would you say? 15, 20, perhaps 30?
I'd say 1. Dave and I have been in a committed relationship for the past 6 years since my transition, like I just told you. And I'm not gay. I'm a woman. I've been a woman my whole life. I just was born male, so I think of myself as being heterosexual.
Yeah, you may think so, but fundamentally sexual orientation is just about biology. So are you sure you've had one sexual partner? I know gay men often feel discriminated, which may cause them to underreport or even sometimes withhold certain sexual behaviors. So is there a chance that you would like to perhaps revisit that question, maybe think about it a minute longer?
Really uncomfortable right now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that you feel like that. We pride ourselves in providing an warm environment and inclusive environment for people like you.
People like me?
In this scene, the nurse failed to check her own assumptions and employed an energy which is offensive to the LGBT community. Instead, asking open-ended, gender and sexual orientation neutral questions creates a welcoming and inclusive environment. Nurse-client relationships are facilitated when staff employ an accepting attitude and allow the client to tell their own story, specify their own gender identity, and their own sexual orientation. The following scenario portrays a culturally competent interaction between a member of our team and a member of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community who is in our care. Notice the inclusive and accepting attitudes and language adopted by the care provider as she creates a culturally safe environment.
Hello, my name is Nurse Alisha, and since this is your first time here at our clinic, I'm just going to sit down with you and ask you a few questions to get an idea of your health history. While we're doing this, please feel comfortable interrupting me at any time if you have any questions. Firstly, here on record, I have your name as Brian Jackson. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, but I prefer to be called Brianne.
Alright, okay, I can make a note of that here for you, Brianne. So moving on, can you tell me which sex you were assigned at birth?
Male.
Okay, and which gender do you identify with?
Female. Actually, transgender, so male to female.
Okay, and so then which pronoun do you prefer for people to use for you?
I would like them to use she.
Okay, and how do you feel about me recording this on your file? I just want to remind you that everything that we talk about and write down is kept confidential and is only shared between staff at our clinic and then with your permission to any other healthcare providers you have.
We'll record away. I'm super proud of who I am today.
That is an excellent attitude to have. So just moving along with the assessment, in the last year, who have you had sex with? Men only, women only, both men and women, or have you not engaged in sexual activity?
I would say both.
Okay, and do you consider yourself to be heterosexual, gay, lesbian, bisexual?
Heterosexual, so I like men.
Okay, perfect. And how many partners have you had in the last 6 months?
2. So my ex and now Mike.
Alright, and which pronoun does Mike prefer?
He's a he.
Okay, and do you two use barrier protection?
Yes, we do.
In this scene, the nurse created a positive environment that welcomed sexual and gender diversity. In order to adopt this approach, we must continue to seek appropriate training, education, leadership, and resource sharing to support lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer individuals within our community. Providing equal treatment and care for each individual, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, or marital status, creates openness through interactions and collateral gathering. Familiarizing yourself with the appropriate use of questioning with the LGBTQ community will convey understanding and compassion. Avoid assumptions, as that can immediately lead to a shutdown interaction. It is necessary to confront your own prejudice prior to forming a nurse-client relationship, even if it is uncomfortable to do so. Lastly, please familiarize yourself with available resources intended for the LGBTQ population. Some examples include www.egale.ca and www.glma.org. Both of these sites support equality, diversity, and provide education surrounding LGBTQ population.